YouTube, what's happening? It is Thursday, October 31st, also known as Halloween, and we have one NFL game to talk about. We're going to do what we usually do. We're going to look at the stat sheet. We're going to look at the odds. We're going to look at who they play. We're going to look at the depth injuries. We're going to look at the props to see if we can find some value out there. So drop a like, subscribe. Let's go ahead and jump into the game right now. All right, popping over to Outliers, link in the description, get you a free week. All I do is click the link, sign up, easy stuff. We're seeing that Houston and New York is pretty much a pick 'em, but the Jets are 1.5 point favorites with a total of 41.5. Now, let's go ahead and head over here to the schedule. We're going to go ahead and open up both teams because we want to look at their injuries. We want to see depth charts, see just what's happening, see who they played, all the basic stuff. It's been working great for NHL and NBA, so we're going to include an NFL too. So, schedule, what have you been up to? We can see that your last game was against the Anthony Richardson Colts, or the Anthony Richardson got benched Colts, we'll put it that way. So now you get to play New York. I mean, that's a fun stretch. And then let's look at your injuries. Any major injuries we need to know about? Okay, this is all from the last 5 days right here. Diggs is obviously on IR. See you later. Pierce is out. You're out. Ward's out. Okay, everybody's out. So nothing new that we didn't see yesterday. Cool. And then look at your depth chart. You see who's going to be starting here at your offense. And then we can look at your defense, who's starting there. We had a couple outs. And okay, cool. We got all that. Cool. So let's go to the Jets. Look at their schedule real quick. You can see that they've lost 5 in a row now. Oh, who are they going to blame if they lose today? Because they're running out of people to blame, aren't they? I think they are. You lost to New England of all damn teams. Like, come on. This was like the only spread I missed last week, too. I had some reason I took the Jets -7. What was I thinking? I don't know. But there you go. Let's look at their injuries. Who's hurt? The whole team. Let's see. We got some. This is all from yesterday. Questionable. Out. Oh, Lazard's out. Oh no. The kicker's out. That ain't good either. So, all right, you can see all those. And let's look at the depth chart just real quick. Glance at, make sure nothing different happened. We see all the basic. We see a couple O linemen out. That's a big deal. Couple secondary out. Mosley's still out. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Pop to the stats. All right. So we have the stats here. FYI. I'm making it where this sheet is going to be accessible for the members as of in the next few days, just so you know. That's why now it says the location instead of the odds, because to do that, the odds update nonstop, so I don't want to have it on there. This way you can click which two you want, and bam, it shows you where the location is, because the location is always based on the home team, so obviously. So if we get those random ass London games, it'll say London or Mexico or wherever the hell they're going to play next. So looking at the numbers, you're 8th in passing, you're 2nd in pass defense, but you do have a couple safeties out, so maybe not the best pass defense right now. It's going to take a hit, obviously. 13th in passing versus 3rd. Your pass defense is really good as well. I don't see many passing yards happening in this game. You can't run worth a damn somehow. I don't know how, but you'll shut that shit down. 18 versus 17. So the only there is no offensive advantage in this game. The pass defenses are great. You have a good defensive running game. You're going to get shut down by their run game. I don't see how offense is really going to do anything here. So far we're leaning under, and Houston has a little bit of a lean. So we have Houston by 1.5. No, the Jets by 1.5. That's right. Let's pop over here to the, you know what? Let's just go ahead, head over to the props right now. All right, now we're over here in the props. This is Outlier. You can get you a link in the description. Sign up for it. It's great. It's worth it. Free week, always good stuff. So if you're new here, the way I do props is we look at QBs first, then we look at running backs, then we look at wide receivers, then we look at touchdown scores, your anytime touchdowns, and then we look at defense, because defense has been printing this season and no one's talking about it. We're talking about it a little bit, but we should be talking about it more. So no one talks about the defensive props. So, but we start off with everybody because, obviously the diva is going to get the first crack, because that's what QBs are. They're the divas. So let's start off with CJ and Aaron and see what they got going on. Now, your number's 225, but you're going to go against the Jets' number 2 ranked pass defense. And I mean, but they're not the number 2. If you're missing your 2 starting safeties, you're not exactly number 2 currently. So you're going to be less. So Houston should have a little bit easier time throwing the ball, but is he going to throw for 225? The fact that he's going for an 86 against Green Bay and a 192 against New England does worry me. Now, that was a blowout. I get it. That was not, and he only threw for 86, but then he threw for 285. I expected him to throw for almost 300 every game this year. Like, you're regressing this year compared to last year. Like, what are you doing? So that's not what I expected out of you this year, my dude. So I'm going to be passing on that. And then obviously Aaron, I mean, his numbers he's consistent. I give him that. But do you trust him? I damn sure don't trust him. Houston's secondary is not banged up like New York's is. So I don't really want to mess with that either. I'd rather have a receiver try to do something else. So, I mean, I don't know what prop we're going to take in this one. I don't like either quarterback, so we'll just take both quarterbacks off. I'm not taking either quarterback to run either, so I don't see any of these two scrambling. So goodbye. Let's go to running backs. What we got? Anything look decent? Because we're going to look at rankings. We're going to look at how they done, all this fun stuff. So if this was the full slate, I would just look at this column and I would look at 2024 and say, oh, 80% 17 matchup, not bad. But since this is the only game, we're going to dig into it because why not? Sorted by most. Mixon 83. Mixon was a great one last week. Mixon was a beast. Loved it. Brees, what have you been doing, man? Like, are you even like playing? Like, hold on, let's go to Brees Hall first, because yeah, what the hell is this? What is all this red? There ain't no damn reason for this red. You had a 113 against Buffalo and 80 against the New England. Like, what you should be doing close to like 70 every game. Like this, like what 4, bro? What 23, 38? Like, come on. Are you receiving at least? Are you at least catching the ball? You got 103 against Pittsburgh. A game you also get at 38. So I guess those combined are pretty good. 113 and 56. That's a pretty damn good game. What is this, 9? And yeah, okay. Your last 3 games, your combined yards have been pretty good. So let's look at those. Combined is at 103.5. So if you want to take it, you're mixing the both. How many targets has he been getting? 9, 3, 6. How many rushing attempts is he getting? He's getting a decent amount. I mean, that's something you could take. But if you just want to go straight, I'm going for a running back who's been beast moding. I mean, you go Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's running like a man with a mission. He got things to prove to people. 4 out of 5 over 5 over 4 over 100. 25 here against Chicago randomly, but that's weird. But Chicago's defense is actually pretty good. We know this. So yeah, his numbers were 83.5 going up against the Jets' 17th ranked rush defense. 83.5 feels like a large number. Does he catch any? He catches 2. Look at him do Mr. Do-all. Mr. Do everything. 110.5. That's a big number, but I think we might, that's a good one. We'll keep that one on the list. This play right here, over 110.5. Yeah, we'll keep that one on the list. I like that. Because he catches some like 30 yards, nothing, 25, 19. I'm cool with that. I'm cool. I'm Gucci with that. Yeah, so we're going to take Brees' ass off. We're going to leave Joe Mixon. That's good. That's good stuff right there. All right, receivers. Let's look. Garrett Wilson. Is it me or is it ever since they brought in Devontae, Garrett Wilson's been like popping off a little bit because everybody's focusing on Devontae? Feels like it. 2 weeks ago, I said take Garrett, don't take Devontae because of the whole, oh, it's going to be Devontae. No, Garrett Wilson popped off. Last week, I said take Devontae because Garrett Wilson got his the first week. Now it's Devontae's turn to get his. And I was close. We missed it by 6. So he almost got it. I mean, he had 6 targets. Looking at, I already got you open. Looking at Garrett still got 113 yards, and Garrett still got he got 8 targets, 9 10s, 23 targets. Man, see, this is what should be happening for the star receivers. Just throw them the ball. Like Keyshawn said, throw them the damn ball. Just let him do work. So, interesting. Let's look at Tank Dell. I guess we can look at Dalton. I'm not going in the 30s. Ooh, why does Dell have like so many weird ass numbers? Tank Dell 56.5 receiving, Tank Dell 39.5 receiving. Why is this even on here? Like, I don't have alt lines on. That's weird. I don't know. That's crazy. Let's keep going. Let's look. Tank, what have you been up to, bro? You had a -3. You know how bad you got to be to get a -3 receiving? That is ridiculous. So, but who else you gonna throw it to? I mean, hell, you got to be the target. You're number 1. You have to be now. You've been getting 4. You're going to have like 10 this game. We know this. With 10 targets are against the banged up secondary of the Jets. What are you going to do? I think I like this number. Dalton. Let's look at Dalton's numbers. Dalton's been 52. I can't. That's just way too much. Just terrible. And I know they're down weapons, but it's got to be Tank. Tank's going to be is he the only receiver really? Because the next one is literally Joe Mixon. Then Mechie, and then Xavier Hutchison, and then somebody named Jeremy Ruckert, and then Robert. Oh my God, what they are down. Tank Dell, yeah, you're the star of this one, my friend. you're gonna have to ball out because somebody's got to catch the ball from CJ. So Tank Dell is probably going to be a play. Devontae or Garrett, that really comes down to your preference. I think I'm going to go with Garrett again. I mean, Devontae has gotten close, but he hasn't done it yet. So we shall. I think I want to go Garrett, just receiving yards, because dude's been beasting. It's 61.5. That's what he does. The Jets, Houston secondary is third though. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna leave the Jets wide receivers alone just for this week because I want to see who takes over this week because Garrett's had it 2 weeks in a row. If he does it for a third week, we know something's up. Devontae can go away too. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go over to the anytime touchdown score, and we'll come back to the ones we highlighted here at this end. All right, Joe Mixon's had a touchdown in 4 out of 5 games. Pretty straightforward. Outside of that, and he's had a touchdown 8 out of 10 games. So if you want a touchdown guy, probably Joe Mixon, even though it's 140, 125. Hey, still a touchdown. Outside of that, Garrett's had a touchdown 2 out of 5. Tank's 2 out of 5. Tyler Conklin's 2 out of 5. Everybody else, there's some ones and a bunch of zeros. So there's your touchdowns. Let's pop to the defense. Yeah, that's what I love to see. 32nd rank. I mean, yeah, looking at these, you got to go with the best matchup. You can take Quincy Williams tackles. He has an outstanding matchup as well. Let me just sort by ranks real quick. That way you can see, look at all these 32s. 32 is the best you can get. You can't get better. So literally Jets getting tackles on Houston players. I love to see that. So Sherwood has 80%. Quincy has 7 out of 10, but only 3 out of 5. So you have a couple options you can do here. Hell, we'll probably take, let's look at Sherwood a little closer. Yeah, this is just straight tackles. Dude, outside of this 2 right here, I mean, not bad, not bad. Let's look at his tackles assist. Ooh, that's a large numbers right there. I think we're going to take that tackle assist number. I like the extra production he's putting in there, and these are close, and he's just been balling out. So yeah, we'll take his tackles and assists. Let's look at Quincy as well. Let's take a little peeky over at Quincy. See what Quincy's up to. 2024, you've been consistent. Like 5's your number. Like you barely go over 5, and then you're close. You get assists? No, you don't get that many assists. You just do the work. You do the job. So your number's not good enough. Not good enough for me. Sorry, friend. But Sherwood, I like that. It looks good. That's a good one right there. So all right, so we're gonna take that for sure. So I have 3 props. All right, for one game on a Thursday, it's okay to have 3 props. I try to have 1 prop per game, but hey, it's the only game on TV. Might as well, right? So we're going to go with Jamie and Sherwood tackles assist. I like that. I'm going to roll the dice on Tank Dell being the guy tonight, and should be able to hit this number. We'll see. I'm just going to roll the dice a little bit. And then I think Mixon is also going to contribute in the pass game, kind of like Tampa Bay did last week, where you saw White go over his receiving yards pretty early because he was being used as a receiver in little check downs and screen passes and everything like that. So I think Mixon has shown he can catch the ball. They'll use him more. I can see Mixon having 40 yards receiving by himself easy. So he's under 70. We're good to go. I can see that. So I'll take those 3 props. Now, if I come back over to the side and total, I know the Jets are -1.5. I don't give a damn. They could be, I just don't care. I'm taking Houston. Houston's, I think, is a better team. They're better coached. New Jets. The New Jets don't even have a coach, so I just can't. So I'm taking Houston on this one. I don't trust the total. I lean under. I'll tell you that too. I lean the under. I'm taking Houston. I'm taking those 4 props, and we'll call it right there. Let me show you the schedule for tomorrow, but you can see Sunday schedule, all these games here, and then we have the one matchup on Monday, and then we have 2 teams on buys. So all of these games will be broken out. The video will show up on Saturday morning because I'll film it tomorrow on Friday. That way you have plenty of time to watch it because it's going to be a fairly long video because you see how long this took, and we're going to break everything down for every game like we always do. So drop a like, subscribe. I appreciate you being here, and we will see you for the Sunday games coming up. Peace.